Welcome to YuGiBOOM, guys. Abe here, bringing you guys a Dinomist deck profile. YuGiBOOM! Alright, so yeah, I just decided to make a Dinomist deck profile, especially now with Electrumite being banned. So yeah, I mean, just get right into it. And then I run Ties of Brethren in this deck as well, to help get your pendulum monsters out and help Electrumite plays and all that stuff. So yeah, let's get started. So run 3 Terran. He's probably the best level 4 Dinomist monster in the deck, because whenever you destroy some monster or battle, you get to add a Dinomist card from your deck to your hand. So you can add the Dinomist Charge, which is a continuous spell and trap that lets you add Dinomist monsters from your deck to your hand. So if you can get them out first turn, it's always good. And then I run 3 Plesios. He's really good because he can make all your opponent's monsters lose 100 attack and defense for each Dinomist card you control. So even if you have the Charge, or let's say you have the Howling out, and then you have Skills out, those all count as cards to make it your opponent lose attack and defense. So it'll be a lot easier to get over bigger monsters, and it doesn't target, so that's always good. And then I run 3 Stegosaurs. So the only reason why I run the 3 Stegosaurs is for the name, especially for Ties of the Brethren. And that's why I also run 2 Ankylos. That way, in case maybe you draw 2 of the other ones or something, you have at least another name. So that could always happen, especially when you're drawing. And then you can say you just need targets for Ties of the Brethren. You don't want to limit yourself too much. So those are for the level 4s. Like I said, obviously you can't summon after Ties of the Brethren, but at least if you're able to get those monsters out and you get some skills out, you can at least protect them, especially with their built-in pendulum effects. So that's always good, and then it just helps set up your second turn plays. So for the big dinosaurs or Dinomist, 3 Dinomist Rex. Between him and I only run 2 Spinos, but yeah, honestly, Spinos is probably the best monster, because Spinos can kind of win you a duel, just with its own effect. But Rex is pretty good, especially if you can get his effect off. But usually, with this deck, it's a pendulum-based deck, so you just want to get your monsters out. They're level 5 machines, so you're able to get into your Cyber Dragon Infinity. That's always a monster that's always good to go into, I think. So those are 5 of the level 5s, and then I do run, like I said, for more level 5 fodder, and maybe just a couple, rank 5 plays too. Run 2 Ceratops and 2 Brachyons. They're really easy to summon with their own effects. Ceratops is if you control a Dinomist monster, just one, you can just summon it for free. And then Brachion is kind of like a Cyber Dragon. If your opponent controls a monster with the highest attack on the field, and then all monsters you control, does it say? Now your opponent controls the monster? Yeah. So it's just as long as they have a monster with the highest attack on the field, you can summon them for free. So it's always good. So free summons, just to get Electrumite out and stuff like that. Just start getting all your pieces together. And then for the spells, so that's 20 monsters exactly. And then for the spells, we run 3 Ties of the Brethren. Like I said, just to help. You get that, you go first, you get the level 4 Ties of the Brethren. They just get monsters out, just get your board presence out. That's why I really like Ties of the Brethren. Before I didn't used to run this card, but kind of thought about it, and then seeing other profiles online, they would run this card, and kind of makes sense. So you just need to get that board presence out. It says, and especially because they're pendulums, you could always recur them back, if you're able to. And then 3 Dinomist Charge, Searcher of the deck, and also when it's out on the field, if one of your pendulum monsters were to leave the field, you could, or it goes into the extra deck and after it gets destroyed or whatever, you can always back to your hand, so that way you're just always getting your stuff back. So this card is really, really good. So I think 3 is really good. And then for pendulum cards, pendulum, magician cards, or some decks will use them. I do run these 5 cards. So I run 1 Duelist Alliance, 2 Pendulum Paradox, and 2 Pendulum Impenetrables. So Duelist Alliance can actually search any of these cards, and then your Pendulum Paradox can add you back your monsters from your extra deck to your hand. and that's always good, especially if you don't have the charge out in the field. This one you can at least get it back just like that. And then 2 pendulum penetrables, just in case if you like, you know, kind of want to go for game, or you want your skills to be out there, that way you can, you know, do your big pendulum summon. You kind of have that, so that way your opponent can't stop your pendulum summon. So I like having this just for protection for my scales, because then that way if my scales are protected, I can at least protect my monsters with my scales because of their built-in pendulum effects. So I'll run those, that little 5 cards. Then just like, you know, like say, you can pendulum summon them, and then just to go for game, if you're able to, limit removal, just double all their attack and then just go for game. And then 1 dark hole just for removal, and then 1 instant fusion. I do run 1 Theseus level 5 water, just to, you know, rank 5 if you need to, or Link, or like I said, just a free monster to get out there. So that's it for the spells. And then for traps, I only run 6. I just run the Dinomist traps. I just run 3 Howling. This card's really good when this card's activated. You can, from your deck, just put 2 scales, basically, from your deck. And then you can always tribute, is it tribute a Dinomist? Tribute a Dinomist monster, and target 1 card in field, return to hand. So it's always good if, you know, cards can be destroyed by card effects, things like that. That way you can just put it back to their hand. So I like that card really good. And then 3 Dinomist Rush, just to get your board presence out, just get monsters out. You're unaffected by card effects, so in case they want to like bottomless or try to tribute when you activate it, it won't affect them anyway, because you'll only be affected by this. Just to get all the monsters you can on the field is always good, so that's why I like running that card. And then into the extra deck, 1 Sea Monster Theseus. I said this is your only instant fusion target, level 5 water. Said I have a generic XC monster in here that I run that you guys will see in a second. But yeah, that's why I run the Sea Monster Theseus. And then 1 Honor Arc. I said just to get over big problematic monsters. He's good. Gear Gigant X just to get more, just to search if you're able to, if you're not getting like your charge and things like that. He's still always good. 1 Dark Rebellion Sea Dragon just to get over a big monster if you need be. 1 Castel, because Castel is Castel. Like I said, if you're able to get a pretty good board out there, Dweller always affects a lot of decks, so I always like running him. And it's a water, so it pumps up all your monsters when you got them out there. And then for the 1 little like techie monster I like running, 1 Abyss Splash. This is really just in case you can't like destroy a monster, or you can't compulse them and things like that. I like running this card just to get over it, and then it keeps its I think it keeps its attack for another turn, so it's always good. So that's why I like running them, especially with Boar Load. Man, that card's annoying. And then for Cyber Dragons, obviously you go into the Nova, you go into the Infinity. Infinity is still always a good boss monster to bring out. And then a new card I'm actually gonna try out. Paradise Smasher came out in the new Battle Legends. Just to be able, it's kind of like a Baguska for level 5s, I guess. And yeah, just like I said, just to, if you're able to negate all your opponent's monster effects, that's always good. So we're running that. And then for links, we run 1 Genius. They're all machines, so you know, why not run it? And then, you know, if you are able to pendulum summon, if you pendulum summon in their zones, you can always search out a machine type monster, so that's always good. And then it sucks that Electrumite's banned, or I mean not banned, but at 1. But yeah, so just 1 Electrumite. Kind of sad, but it happens. The card's really good, so of course it's gonna be deserving of it getting limited. And then 2 Miss Starboy, and just 1 Underclock Taker, just extra monsters you need to get out. Maybe sometimes you don't want to go into Electrumite right away. You can always get these guys out, pump up your, you know, your little guys. And then Underclock Taker just to have that arrow pointing down. But yeah, that's really it for the deck profile, you guys. If you guys have any suggestions, comments, if you like the profile, always, you know, give our videos a thumbs up. And yeah, I mean, I'm always, you know, looking to make my decks better, you know, so all those spicy techs that we always talk about. But yeah, just if you just watch our new videos. We got new videos coming soon, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing and watching. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks.
Abe's Dinomist, take 1.
Okay, we gotta redo that one.
Hey, Toby. Abe's Dinomist, take 2.
I can't wait till we start changing it up a little each time.
Make a reggaeton mix.